Dear students and test takers, welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. I am Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In today's video, I am going to teach you about the agreement of the verb with the subject, part 2. I hope that this grammatical aspect will be of great help and use to you for all your competitive examinations and also for the improvement of your spoken English skills. I therefore request all of you to watch this video till the end without skipping it in the middle. I also request you to consider subscribing to my channel and sharing this video with your near and dear ones. Thank you so much, and now let's get into the video. 17th one is there because already in the first video I have dealt with 16 rules, and therefore in this video the rules begin from 17th rule onwards. Okay, what is the 17th rule? Names of things that have two parts. Okay, there are certain things or there are certain nouns in the English language that have two parts in that, though they look to be one single article, but they have two parts in that. Okay, and what are those nouns? Spectacles. Okay, there are two parts in this. Okay, for example, these are my spectacles. Okay, this one, two parts are in this. And scissors is there. Scissors, in this article you find two parts. Okay, and trousers means what we call it, pant or pants, whatever it is. So trousers, pants, leggings, all these things you know very well. Knickers, shorts, shoes, gloves, shears. Shears means it is a kind of scissors used for cutting the extra growing branches or leaves, etc. That is called shears. And binoculars you know very well. So these are all the general English words. All of you know pretty well about them. And though they are single items, they have two parts in them, and therefore these nouns take a plural verb after them. This point you have to learn from this slide, and let us take some examples to understand this rule. My trousers, you know, trousers is a plural word. Okay, though it's a singular article, but it has two parts in that, and therefore it is treated as a plural word. All these words are treated as plural, and that's why they take what is that, a plural verb after it. My trousers are very expensive. Similarly, all these words are treated as plural nouns, and therefore they always take a plural verb after them. And other examples I'll give you very quickly. His spectacles were lost. Spectacles is plural word, and therefore this one. And the third example, the scissors. Okay, though it looks to be a single word, but it has two parts in that, and therefore it is treated as a plural word. So plural word always takes a plural verb. Okay, that is the point. Okay, the scissors need sharpening. Okay, and next, his shoes are made of rubber. His shoes, okay, that is a plural word, therefore a plural verb after that. And next, her leggings. Leggings means again it is a plural word. Okay, because in the leggings you find two parts, and here therefore it's a plural word, and therefore it takes a plural verb after that. Okay, and then comes my binoculars have been broken. So binoculars, again it is a plural word, therefore we have used a plural verb after that. Okay, yes, one more example is there. Your gloves are very dirty. Gloves is always, don't say glove. Glove is not a singular word, always it is a plural word. Okay, your gloves are very dirty. So these are all plural words, and therefore they take only a plural verb after them. This is a very interesting rule you have to learn. Okay, right, now let's move on to the next rule. And notice there, if they are used with the word pair, okay, the previous you know the words, you know, leggings, spectacles, shoes, gloves, scissors, and all such words are there. They are in fact plural nouns, and they are used with a plural verb. That point is clear. Okay, and now whenever they are used with the word pair, what happens? They become singular, and therefore they are used with a singular verb. How? Let us see that here. Some examples I'll give. My pair of trousers. Trousers is a plural word, but whenever it comes into this pair, then it becomes what? A singular, and therefore my pair of trousers is If this is not there, it's a plural word, then you use are. But here, when this trousers is taken into a pair, and this pair is a singular word, so my pair is, my pair of trousers is, so because of this we use a singular verb after that. Okay, and don't use the helping verb on seeing this word trousers. And here see, his pair of shoes is his pair. We are not talking about the shoes, but these shoes are taken into pair, and pair is singular. That's why his pair of shoes is made of rubber. This pair of leggings is a plural word, but it is taken into a pair. That's why it is a singular. Pair is always a singular, and that's why we are using a singular helping verb or main verb. Okay, my new pair of spectacles. Okay, whatever is a new pair or old pair, whatever it is, when the spectacles are taken into this pair, automatically you have to use only a singular verb. Right, has been broken. By using a numeral plus pair, we can make them plural. So another interesting thing about the nouns that we have learned on the first slide is this is very important. Whenever they are used with a numeral plus pair, we can make them plural too. Make it plural too. How? Let us see them. His two pairs of shorts. Shorts, all of you know very well. Most of the youngsters are wearing shorts. So shorts are taken, pair. It's not single pair, but pairs. Two pairs. So therefore it is a plural one. Two pairs. His two pairs of shorts have become very tight. So here, two pairs, three pairs, four pairs. Okay, if it is a singular pair, it is singular, therefore we use a singular verb here. But whenever you use with a numeral, if you use this pair, two pairs, three pairs, four pairs, five pairs, 10 pairs, whatever it is, whenever you say that, automatically you have to use a plural verb after that. And here one more example. These four pairs of jeans are new. Jeans, okay, and there you are using four pairs of jeans. Okay, you cannot say my four jeans. No, never say like that. My four pairs of jeans. Okay, most of the students, youngsters will be saying my three shorts are, you can say, very tight, something. Don't say three shorts, three pairs of shorts. Four pairs of jeans. That is the style of saying, but not directly. My three jeans are totally tattered or torn. Don't say like that, please. Okay. Yes. One more example here I would like to give you. Her three pairs of leggings. Okay. Okay. Don't say my three leggings are very short. My three leggings are loose. Don't say like that. Don't use it directly. Leggings, of course, it's a plural word, but don't say like that. Three pairs of leggings. Okay. Three pairs of leggings were, okay, because you are making it plural now. Three pairs of leggings. That means three pairs of leggings, three items. Okay. And here, my two pairs of shoes were worn out. Okay, shoes. Okay, it's a plural word. You are using this with two pairs. Then there are two pairs. It's not single pair, but it's two pairs. So two pairs means automatically plural. Therefore, were is used. And one more example here is given for you. Your four pairs of trousers. Okay, four pairs of trousers. Don't say I have four trousers, three shirts, something like that. Don't say like that. Some people will be saying that, but don't say that. You have to say four pairs of trousers. I have four pairs of trousers. I have five pairs of trousers. Okay, that is the way how you have to say these things. Your four pairs of trousers have been. So please watch this video, watch this slide again and again, and try to understand the concept behind that. Okay, now let's move on to the next rule. 18th one. If a plural noun is placed between the singular subject and the verb must agree with the real subject. Okay, here you pay attention. Singular subject plus verb is there. Okay, plural noun is there. Plural noun plus verb. Okay, between these two things, singular subject and verb, okay, when there is a plural noun, you should follow, this verb follows only the real subject. Real subject means this subject only, not this one. Please, most of the students get confused because of this. Let us see the examples first of all. And you see, the quality of the apples was not good. So here, what are we talking about in the sentence? Are we talking about the quality or the apples? What are we talking about? We are not talking about the apples, but we are talking about the quality of the apples. This is the therefore subject. Not this is the subject, this is the subject. Because what is a subject? A subject is nothing but the name of a person, okay? The name of a person, the name of a thing, the name of a place we talk about, okay? We talk about in a sentence. The name of a person, the name of a place, the name of a thing we talk about in a sentence. So what are we talking about in this sentence? We are talking about the quality of the apples. We are not talking just about the apples, but we are talking about the quality of the apples. So this is not the subject. This is the subject. Therefore, according to this only we have to use. Quality means it's a singular subject, and therefore the singular verb must be used there. That's very important. The quality of the apples was not. So in the examination, most of the students get confused when such a sentence like this is given. Okay, they think apples is the real subject, and therefore they try to use here verb, plural verb. So please, it's a very, very important, okay, very important rule. Please keep this point in mind. And some more examples I will give you like this. The beauty of the flowers has attracted them. So what are you talking about in this sentence? Are you talking about the flowers or the beauty? You are talking not about the flowers, but you are talking about the beauty of the flowers. So what is this beauty? Beauty is a singular noun, and therefore you use a singular verb after that. Very easy, very interesting. And next comes the study of language origin and its changes. Language origin and its changes. So what are you talking about in this sentence? Are you talking about language origin and its changes, or only the study you are talking about? You are talking about only the study of language origin and its changes. So this is the subject, not this is the subject. So that's why you use the verb according to the subject, not according to other words in the sentence, wherever it is. This is the rule throughout the English language. I have already told you, if the subject is singular, the verb must be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb must be plural. Here the subject is singular, and therefore we have to use only a singular verb and not the plural one, right? And let's go to the next example. His experience as teachers to boys and girls. So he worked as a teacher to boys and girls. Okay, here what are we talking about in this sentence? We are talking about the experience of this teacher. So the experience of this teacher we are talking, not about the teachers to boys and girls, not this. We are talking about his experience. And what is this experience? Experience is a singular word, and therefore it takes a singular verb. You know very well, if yes is added to the main verb, it becomes a singular verb. Already in the first video I have dealt with it elaborately and very clearly, and so many times I have told you about that. Okay, leave it. And this is the 18th rule, and now let's move on to the next rule. 19th rule here. If a singular noun is placed between the plural subject and the verb must agree with the real subject again. So plural subject, okay, what is that? Singular noun is there plus verb is there. So when that is the case, between this plural subject and verb there is a singular noun, and don't use this verb according to this, but according to this you have to use. Remember, not according to the singular noun used between the plural subject and verb, but according to the subject itself. This is the real subject, not this is the real subject. Okay, just now I have told you that. Here, let us see that here, some example. The spokes of the wheel were broken. So here, what are you speaking about in the sentence? You are speaking about the spokes of the wheel. So wheel is there, but you are not speaking about the wheel, but you are speaking about its spokes. So that's why, what is the spokes? The spokes is a plural subject, and therefore you use a plural verb after that. The spokes of the wheel were broken. Right. And then let us take up the second example. The scales on the body of the fish. So in the body of the fish is a singular subject, singular one, singular phrase. But you are not talking about the body of the fish, but you are talking about the scales. The scales of the body of the fish. That means the scales belonging to the body of the fish. That is the meaning. So you are not talking about the body of the fish, but you are talking about the scales. What is the scales? Scales is a plural subject, and therefore we use only the plural verb after that. And another example, the effects of cigarette smoking. Cigarette smoking is what? A singular subject. Okay, but we are not talking in this sentence about this cigarette smoking, but we are talking about its effects. And therefore, what is effects? Effects is a plural word, therefore we use a plural verb. The effects of cigarette smoking are known to be quite harmful. like that. And one more example is given here. The ills of mobile watching for hours are explained in this book. So here, what are you talking about? Not about the mobile watching for hours. We are not talking about this one, but we are talking about this subject. The ills of, okay, the ills of mobile watching ills only we are talking about. And what is the subject? The subject is the real subject, and it is what? A plural subject, and plural verb is used here. Okay, and one more example, it seems I have given you here. The leaves of the tree. Okay, tree is a singular subject. We are not talking about the tree, but we are talking about its leaves. And what are the leaves? Leaves is a plural verb, and therefore we are using a plural verb after that. The leaves of the tree are yellow. So in this way, when there is a plural subject here, you have to use the verb according to the plural subject only. When there is a singular subject here at the beginning of the sentence, you must use only a singular verb after that. So this is what you have learnt in these two slides, in these two rules. And now let's move on to the next rule. 20th rule is there. What is that 20th rule? A collective noun takes a singular verb when it is thought of as a whole, but it takes a plural verb when the members of the group are thought of individually. This is again a very important rule. Please learn this rule thoroughly well. Okay, watch this slide again and again. Automatically all the rules will be recorded in your mind, and they are always useful and helpful, not only for your competitive examinations, even for teaching your students. If at all you happen to be a teacher and you can teach your students all these things, but you must work very hard. You must learn all of them first of all. I learned all these rules because my father was a teacher. He taught me all this grammar when I was in the 7th class or 8th class itself. So from that time onwards, I learned all these things, and today I have brought all those rules at one place in the form of 2 videos. Please learn all of them thoroughly well. I am here to help you, to guide you in understanding certain grammatical aspects. Okay, whatever I have learned, I am teaching you. Whatever I have learned, I am telling you. That much only I am doing, and I am not doing more than that. Please encourage me so that I can upload more and more videos like this. There are so many videos to be uploaded. If you don't support me, I get discouraged, and that's why you please try to encourage me by viewing my video and by subscribing to my channel and by liking it and sharing it. Please, thank you so much once again. And now let's learn this beautiful rule. The committee has chosen its secretary. It's a whole one. Here, what are we doing? We are thinking of this committee as a whole. We are thinking this committee as a whole, and when you think it as a whole, then it becomes singular, and therefore we have to use a singular verb after. The committee has. But when you think like this, for example, the committee have is there. The committee have decided to elect their secretary. So here, when you think of the members of the group of this committee individually, and you think, then you can use the plural verb after that. Okay, as a whole, individually. Please remember these 2 things. Then when you think of this group individually, then you say have. The plural verb must be used here. So committee has is correct, committee have is correct, and here you see the plural pronoun. Okay, decided to elect their secretary. So whenever you find this, you must think of the members of the group individually. So then this tells you that. But here it is there. So here it means singular. Singular means, okay, you must think this committee is thought of as a single unit or as a single group, and that's why you have to use a singular helping verb, right? That. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. The audience was cheering and laughing, even crying. So audience, singular. Audience means you are thinking of this audience as a single unit or a single group as a whole. Then this becomes singular and use a singular verb, right? And whenever you think of this audience and its members individually, then it becomes plural. Therefore, you use the plural verb after that. Okay, right. The team is arguing over who should be the captain. So the team is what? A singular collective noun. Okay, all the collective nouns are singular. Don't worry about that. Your usage only decides whether it is singular or plural. Here you are saying the team is. That means you are thinking of this team as a whole, or as a single unit, or as a single group, and therefore you are using a singular verb after that. The team is arguing. Team as a whole, right? That. But here, what is it? The team are. That means you are not thinking team as a whole, but you are thinking the members of that group individually, and that's why you are saying the team are. The team are arguing over who should be that, right? One more example I think I have given you. The crew was taken into custody. The crew, okay, crew means the persons who work on a ship, okay, the persons who work on a flight are called a crew. All those persons are called a crew. Okay, a group of persons who work on a ship or a flight, right? And here the crew was taken into custody. The crew, you have when you think of this crew as a whole, okay, as a single unit, as a single group, you use only a singular verb after that. But whenever you think of this crew, okay, individually, as the members of its group individually, right? Then what happens? The crew were taken prisoners individually. So in this way, when these are all the certain collective nouns are there, when you think of them as a whole, use a singular verb after them. Whenever you think of the members of that group individually, then you must think, you can use a plural verb after that. Let us move on to the next rule. 21st one. If a sentence begins with here or there, the verb agrees with the original subject. It's again an important one. How? Here you see that there are 3 hurdles in scaling this mountain. Here, there is not the subject. Here is not the subject, there is not the subject. The actual subject is 3 hurdles. And since it is 3 hurdles, it's a plural one, therefore you use are. There are 3 hurdles in scaling this mountain. So this is the real subject. And according to this subject only, we use the helping verb here. Right. And one more example I'll give you to make you understand the difference. One hurdle. There is one hurdle in scaling this. So one hurdle means singular. Singular means therefore you have used this. Therefore you say there is one hurdle. Since there are more than one, then there are 3 hurdles. So if the real subject, this is the real subject. It's a style of sentence. You cannot say one hurdle is there in scaling this mountain. That's not the way of expressing the statement. You have to say there is one hurdle. You must take the help of this adverb. There is one hurdle in scaling this mountain. Okay, there are 3 hurdles in scaling. So like that, don't say 3 hurdles are there in scaling this mountain. No, that's not the style of saying the things. You have to say the thing, the sentences only in this way. This is the right way, not that one. Right. And here, subject is plural, plural verb, plus subject is singular, singular verb, right? And similarly, other things are, here comes the bus. Bus is singular and therefore comes. Here comes the bus. You cannot, the bus is coming, don't say. Here comes the bus. That is the style. Here comes the bus that goes to Hyderabad. Okay. This is the style of saying the things. There goes away Sheila crying. Sheila is a singular subject and therefore goes away. Sheila goes away crying. That must be the sentence. But if you say that, it doesn't look nice. Therefore, there goes away Sheila crying. There is a boy in the playground. A boy. You cannot say a boy is there in the playground. Don't say like that. That's not the way of saying the things. You have to say there is a boy in the playground. Okay. So the subject is placed here. And these adverbs are placed at the beginning. Only dummy subjects. Okay. They are not the subjects at all. Okay, this is the real subject. According to the subject, the verb is used here. A boy, singular, singular verb is used. Okay, and here, there are boys in the playground. So, boys are plural and therefore a plural verb is used. So, in this way, when the sentence begins with here or there, you must use the verb according to the real subject of that sentence. Come on, let's move on to the next rule. And this 22nd one is there. When there are fractions and decimals, the verb agrees with the preceding noun. Very important, please. From your competitive examinations, Okay, this rule is going to be very, very important. Okay, this the verb agrees only with the preceding noun, but not with the decimals or fractions. This is there. Don't use the verb according to the fractions and decimals, but according to the preceding noun only, you have to use the verb. How? Let us see that here. 2/5 of the grain is out of use. Here, what are you talking about in the sentence? What are you talking about? Are you talking about 2/5? No. What are you talking about? You are talking about the grain, but you are taking, you are expressing that 2/5 of the grain. You are talking about the grain. What is grain? Grain is singular, and therefore you use only is. Not according to this fractions. You should use the this verb, but only according to the subject, the real subject. Okay, according to the preceding noun means this is the preceding noun. Moreover, another important point, what is the real subject in this? The grain. We are talking about in this sentence, the grain. So, according to that subject only, we have to use the verb. Right. And let me say, 1/2 of our workers. Okay. 1/2 is there. Okay. It's a fraction. Okay. And 1/2 of our workers. And what is the noun immediately preceding this verb? Preceding means going before this verb. That is plural noun. Workers is a plural noun. So according to this only, because we are talking about our workers in this sentence, this is only the real subject. Right. And therefore we have used that. 1/3 of the students were absent yesterday. Hey, who are we talking about in the sentence? We are talking about the students, not about 1/3. Okay. But you are taking this part from these students. That's a different matter. But the real subject is the students, and therefore the students. Here we are talking about the grain in the first sentence. We are talking about workers in the second sentence. We are talking about students. So these are only the real subjects. And according to these real subjects only, we have to use the helping verbs. Right. A part of the office. Office. A part of the office. What are we talking about in this sentence? Office. Okay. Not a part. So, a part of the office was closed. Office is singular, therefore, was the helping verb is used. Singular verb is used. Right. And next, parts of the walls are to be painted. So, what are we talking about in this sentence? We are talking about the walls, but not about the parts. Okay. Walls. That's why walls are plural. Therefore, we have used a plural verb after that. Parts of the walls are to be painted. So, in this way, these are all there. One more example, I think there is for you. 2/3 of the mailing list. Mailing list is a singular subject. So, according to this only, we have to use the. Please keep this rule in mind. Not according to the fractions or decimals, but according to the preceding noun. Preceding noun. According to these preceding nouns only, we have to use the verb, not according to the fractions or decimals used at the beginning of the sentence. Please keep this very important rule in your mind. Right. 23rd one is here. Use a singular verb with the sums of money, periods of time, length of distance, measurement of subject. This is also again a very important rule. Okay, most of the students, most of the people use after the sums of money and periods of time, length of distance, measurement of some object, only the plural verb, but it should not be like that. Only the singular verb must be used after them. Okay, I'll give you some example here. 10,000 rupees. 10,000 rupees is what? A single amount. Okay, it's a sum of money. So to indicate that sum of money, whatever may be that, 10 lakh rupees, 10 crore rupees, whatever it is. So all that comes under a sum, all that comes under a total amount. So the total amount is always singular, and therefore you have to use only a singular verb after that. Let's go to the next one. 500 rupees seems too much for this article. 500 rupees seems too much for this article. 500 rupees is a sum total. Okay, it's an amount of money, it's a sum of money. Okay, sum means total amount of some money. So this is amount, singular subject, and therefore it takes a singular verb. Singular verb means if you add yes to the main verb, that becomes a singular verb. Right. And then comes 3 months. See, time, period of time is there, 3 months. Okay, this is the total time you are mentioning here. So singular, therefore you have to say 3 months was. Don't say 3 months were. Please, very important. 3 months was too long for a time to wait. Okay, 5 years of sentence. Sentence means punishment. jail punishment, 5 years of punishment. It's a singular subject. Therefore, you use only a singular verb after that. Not enough for him for all his crimes. Okay, and then 10 kilometers is a distance, length of distance. So it's total distance, and therefore has been singular. This is singular, and therefore singular verb is used here. Too long distance for me to walk. 50 miles again is a length of distance, and 50 miles, don't say 50 miles were, don't say 50 miles is a single unit, 10 kilometers is a single unit. These are all single units. Okay, 50 miles was not a big distance to travel every day, right? And here one more example is given here. 5 meters of safari cloth. So safari cloth, you are taking 5 meters. 5 meters means you are mentioning the total cloth needed for something. What is that? 5 meters of safari cloth is enough for a suit. So singular. And 10 feet of wall was constructed around the building. So 10 feet of wall. Here you are measuring this wall, 10 feet wall. Okay, 5 meters of safari cloth. You are measuring, measurement, distance, okay, time, money. Okay, remember, in a short way you can remember money, time, okay, distance, okay, measurement. All these things should be used with only a singular verb and not with a plural verb. Okay, now let's move on to the next rule. 24th one is here, the number of versus a number of. Very, very important from all your competitive examinations point of view. The number of, a number of. Okay, what is the difference between these two? Okay, the number of, what is that? Is a singular one. The number of indicates an amount or a quantity. Singular, okay, singular. The number of is singular, right? For example, the number of plus plural noun plus singular verb. Okay, here the number of plus plural noun plus singular. How? Let us see that here. The number of delegates, already I have told you that we are talking about not the delegate, the number of delegates. Okay, the number of delegates, this is the complete one. The number of delegates attending the conference, okay, is 100, because the number of plus plural noun is always followed by a singular verb. Please follow this pattern. The number of plus plural noun is plus singular verb, right, is 100. And one more, the number of board members. The number of is always used with what? A plural noun, and the number of board members was very small, plural, singular verb, right. The number of vacancies still to be filled in the firm has, okay, the number of plural noun, singular verb. Okay, in this way the number of always is used with a singular verb. This is there. And now let us learn about a number of on the next slide. Come on, a number of is there, a number of, right? A number of always is plural. Okay, let us see what it means. A number of means many, so it is plural. A number of means many, therefore it is plural. The number of means quantity or amount, therefore it is singular. Okay, a number of means many, therefore it is plural. So here a number of plus plural noun, plural verb. So very, very important from all your competitive examinations point of view, right? And now comes a number of delegates. Okay, the number of delegates has arrived. A number of delegates have arrived. See that? A number of delegates have arrived for attending the conference. Okay, the same examples are repeated here. A number of students were absent. A number of is plural. Okay, and therefore we are using what? A plural verb after that. A number of students were absent. And here, a number of football players are infected with COVID-19. A number of football players. That means many football players. Here, number of means, many. Many delegates, many students, many football players. That's the meaning you have to take from that. Okay. And here, a number of voters. That means many voters have not cast their votes, right? And then a number of buses, many buses. So because of this, were cancelled. So in this way, the number of indicates quantity or amount, therefore it is singular, and a number of means many, and therefore it is plural. Therefore it is always used with a plural verb. Okay, please keep these 2 points in your mind, and they are very, very important from all your competitive examinations point of view. Now let's move on to the next rule. 25th A is there. Majority. About this majority you are going to learn in this rule, and A is a collective noun. Okay, can be either singular or plural. Remember, majority is a collective noun, and it can be either a singular noun or a plural noun. And if it is used all alone, okay, if it is used all alone, it is usually singular. Remember, if this majority is used all alone, it is singular and takes a singular verb after that. How? Let us see that here. The majority supports singular. Okay, and then comes the majority does not know. Okay, do not is plural, does not is singular, right? The majority follows the Swamiji's advice. Okay, the majority has refused to pay the booster dose, pay for the booster dose. Okay, the majority is in favor of Narendra Modi's leadership. So here, these are all what is that singular collective nouns. Majority is a singular collective noun, and therefore it takes a singular verb after that, because it is used all alone. If at all it is used with a plural noun, what will be the rule then? Let us see that in the next slide. 25B is there. If the word majority followed by a plural noun, it is usually plural, and as such it takes a plural verb. So if, listen to me once again, if the word majority, it's a collective noun, used all alone, it takes a singular verb after it, right? If at all this majority is used with a plural noun, it takes a plural verb after it, right? The majority of the email users. So majority is used with plural noun, and therefore plural verb. Clear? Upset about the increase in spam, right? And then the majority of our staff members live in villages, right? Without yes, a main verb without yes is a plural verb. With yes, a singular verb. You know that very well. Again and again, I don't like to tell you, please. A majority of students, okay, majority plus plural noun, have remained absent. Okay, a majority of movie audience were in favor of strict censorship. Majority is used with movie audience. It's a plural noun. Therefore, were is used here. Okay, then a majority of 65,000 votes clearly indicate. Okay, a majority, plural noun, and plural verb. So in this way, if the word majority is used all alone, it is considered a singular collective noun, and therefore it takes a singular verb after it. But whereas whenever it is used with a plural noun, then it is considered a plural subject. Then we use only a plural verb after that. And now let's move on to the next rule. 26th one here. None can take either a singular or a plural verb. Remember, none is there. This can take either, none is what? A pronoun. Okay, none can take either a singular verb or a plural verb, depending on the noun which it follows. Whatever the noun, after this none, if a singular noun comes, it takes a singular verb. If it is followed by a plural noun, it takes a plural verb, like that. How? Let us see that here. If it follows a singular noun, it usually takes a singular verb. Okay. And here, now none of the plus uncountable noun, singular. Okay, none of the plus uncountable noun, singular. How? Let us see that. None of the uncountable noun, money is an uncountable noun. None of the money allotted has been, singular verb. Whenever this none of the, none means not one, none of the, okay, none of the money, it is used with a singular noun or uncountable noun. Okay, then it takes a singular verb after it. None of the money allotted has been spent for the purpose, right? And here, none of the river water, none of the is used with river water, it's an uncountable noun, then the verb must be a singular one. None of the river water was utilized by the farmers last year, right? None of the project work, none of the is used with an uncountable noun, and then it will like this. None of the uncountable noun, singular noun. Okay, please follow this pattern. You can easily understand that. Now, note 1 is over. Okay, now we go to learn about the note 2. Note 2 is there. If it follows a plural noun, it takes or it requires a plural verb. Okay, how? Let us see that here. None of the plus plural countable noun and plural verb. None of the plus plural noun plus plural verb. This is the pattern. How? Let us see some examples. None of the students plural countable noun is there have finished. None of the students have finished their project work. Okay, it is there. And then comes what is that? None of the buses, none of the plus plural nouns, okay, in this route were cancelled during the lockdown period. One more example. None of the Olympic players have got. See, none of the is used with plural noun, and therefore it has taken a plural verb after it. None of the Olympic players have got any medal. So in this way, none of the plus uncountable noun plus singular verb, that is one pattern. None of the plus plural noun plus plural verb, the second pattern. Note 1, note 2. You please follow these two notes very carefully, please. That's all about the use of none. And now let's move on to the next rule. 27th one is there. No can take either a singular or a plural verb depending on the noun which it follows. This no is also in the same way, just like the previous word none. None also takes either a singular or a plural verb depending on the noun which it follows. And here you pay attention. Note 1. Note is there. If a singular noun is used after it, it usually takes a singular verb. How? If a plural noun is used after it, it takes a plural verb. Please keep this note in your mind. Very, very important. Okay. Yes. No plus. That means no plus singular noun. Okay. Singular verb. No plus plural noun plus plural verb. So this is the pattern you are learning here. This is a rule you are learning here. So let us see the first one. No reply. No, after no, singular noun is used. Therefore, was given. Singular verb. Okay. Singular verb is there. No reply was given to my letter. No reply was given. Then comes no time has been wasted. Okay. Singular, no time. No plus singular noun. Okay. Time, a singular verb is used there. No money is spent on new clothes. No money. No plus singular noun, singular verb. Okay. And now, no COVID cases have been registered this month. After no, plural noun is used here. Therefore, plural verb is used there. Okay. No Indian planes. After no, plural noun is used. Therefore, plural verb is used here. No Indian planes are allowed to fly over Pakistan's airspace. Okay, last example here is no students. Okay, after no students, plural word is used and therefore plural verb. No students were exempted from taking the entrance test. So in this way, with the no, if you use a singular noun, you have to use a singular verb after that. If with no, a plural noun is used, you have to use a plural verb after it. This is only very simple. And now let's move on to the next rule. Let's move on to the 28th rule. If a sentence begins with one of the plus plural noun, a singular verb is used after it. Is also a very, very important one. How? Let us see that here. One of the reasons. Okay, one of the reasons. There are so many reasons, but you are taking only one, and one is singular. Therefore, you use only singular verb after that. One of the reasons for his fall has been. Most of the students think that this is the real subject, and therefore they say one of the reasons for his fall have been. But in the examination, and especially in the spotting error questions, so have been is given, and you think this part is correct. And but remember, so after one of the, whenever the sentence begins with one of the plus plural noun, the verb must always be singular. Please keep this point in your mind. And that's why one of the reasons for his fall has been his carelessness. Because of carelessness, so many bad things will happen in our life. Okay. And one of the pens, okay. And one of the is used with a plural noun. And there are so many pens, but you are taking only one, and one is singular. Therefore, you have to use a singular verb. That's the logical explanation. There are so many pens, but you are taking only one. One of the pens. There are many pens. You are taking only one. One is only singular, and that's why singular verb. So that is the reason. So was missing from my desk. Okay. One of the worth visiting places. There are so many worth visiting places in Hyderabad. So one of them, So this one is indicating only plural. This is the subject. So that's why we have to use. One of the worth visiting places in Hyderabad is Golconda Fort. Right. And then one of my friends, you have so many friends, but only one you are taking. One of my friends has been. So one place plural noun is plus singular verb. Okay. And here one of the doors was broken. There are so many doors, but only one of them was broken. So in this way, when the sentence begins with one of the plus plural noun, the verb must be always in the singular number. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Note 1 is there. Under this rule, there are two notes, note 1 and note 2. So if one of those plus plural noun or one of the or possessive adjective plural noun is followed by a relative clause beginning with who or that, plural verb should be used. So this is a very important from all your competitive examinations point of view. Here I'll give you a diagram. Here you see that one of, right, one of plus those plus plural noun is followed by who or that, then plural verb must be used. This is one diagram. One of plus those plus plural noun followed by who or that, plural verb must be used here, right? And the next second diagram is there. One of plus the or possessive adjective plus plural noun, okay, plural noun plus who or that is equal to plural verb. That is there. Remember these two patterns. Okay. And here, let me give you some examples to make you understand this. Okay. Right. Please keep these 2 points in your mind and you can understand it very well. Varun is one of those, one plus those managers. So one of is there, those is there, plural noun is there, and next who or that, anything can be there. After this, you must use, after this relative pronoun, who and or that, these are the relative pronouns, and after them, you have to use only the plural verb. So, Varun is one of those managers who support the idea of increasing the staff, right? And the next, Mohan is one of those officers who have accompanied, plural verb. After who, what is used? Plural verb is used. After who, plural verb, right? And here one more. Einstein was one of the greatest geniuses. One of the greatest superlative adjective and geniuses. Plural noun is there. Greatest genius. That have. You see that? You don't say that has, but that have ever lived. Please, very important. Most of the students get confused here only. They think, no, Einstein is the only one. They say that has ever lived, they might say. But here, the subject here is the antecedent of this that is genius. So according to this only we have to use have, not according to this Einstein. So here also, according to this only we use have. According to this only we use this verb. So these verbs are used according to the antecedents. These are called antecedents of these relative pronouns, relative who and that. Now let's go to the Tennyson was one of the best. One of is there, the best is the best words. So who are. So here who, after this relative pronoun, what are you using? Why are you using that means? Because of this antecedent. Before this relative pronoun, what is the antecedent? Best poets. According to this, you are using this, not according to this Tennyson. That's why who are always remembered, right? And here, Sharma was one of our employees who were punctual to the office. So here, one of is there, our is a possessive adjective, employees. So after who, this relative pronoun, what is used? Were is used, plural verb is used. Why? Because of this antecedent of this who. What is this antecedent of who? Employees. Employees is plural. And that's why, according to this, we use the plural verb here. That's why for Sharma was one of our employees who were punctual to the office. That is there. Please, this is a very interesting one. One more example is given here. Rajesh is one of those boys. One of is there, those is there, boys. Okay. Who, after who, what are we using? Have taken. Why this plural verb means? Because of this antecedent boys. So you see the antecedents of the relative pronouns who and that. Right. Now let's move on to the next note. Note 2. Note 2 is there. However, when thou only precedes one of or one of those, a singular verb is used. Very important. That means, what is that? One of, the only one of. Before one of or one of those plus singular verb. Before this one of or one of those, if at all the only is used, then you must use only singular verb after that. That's the diagram. Now let us see the example given here. Ramesh was the only one of the. Before one of, the only is used. Okay. The only means only one. The only one of those employees who was, because though the antecedent of not occur, though the antecedent of the relative pronoun is plural, but not according to this, we have to use the verb, but according to the, what is that? Yes, the only. Ramesh was the only. He was the only employee. Singular. That's why you use only the singular verb after the relative pronoun. Okay. That means Ramesh was the only one of those employees. There are so many employees, but Ramesh was the only one person. One person means singular. Singular means, therefore, you have to use the singular verb here after this relative pronoun. Right. And punctual to the office. So please, this is also very, very important. Please keep this point in your mind. Mohan is the only one of our officer who has accompanied her to Mumbai. Mohan is the only one of our office. There are so many officers in the firm, but this Mohan is the only one officer. When you say only the officer, then that becomes only a single person. When it is the single person, the verb must be always the singular one. Please, you read these examples again and again so that you can understand the main point of them. Look, Ramesh was the only one. That means only one person. And that's why singular verb. Here also, Mohan is the only one person. There are many officers, but he is the only one person who has accompanied her to Mumbai. So like that. Please, Robert Frost is the only one of the American poets. Only. This only says, this is only the one person. This is the only one person, one American poet who has received the Pulitzer Prize thrice. He received the Pulitzer Prize 3 times. So he was the only one person. That's why, who has received. Since he is only the person. One more example here I would like to give you. Sachin is the only one of the cricketers. There are many cricketers. Of course, you understand at least the point I am dealing with very clearly with this example. What is that? Sachin is the only one of the cricketers. There are many cricketers in India. And Sachin is the only one cricketer. When you say only one, that is singular person. Singular means, what is that? Singular subject. Singular subject means singular verb must only be there. Therefore, after this relative pronoun, who has received Bharat Ratna award is the only person who has received the Bharat Ratna award. See, in this way, yes, whenever the only is used before one of or one of those, you must think there is only one person, and therefore you must use only the singular verb after that. Okay, please keep these 2 rules, 2 notes in your mind. Okay, very, very important from all your competitive examinations point of view. And now let's move on to the last but one rule. And the 29th one is here. This is the last but one rule I am dealing with in this second video. And the third video is also on its way. And in that video, I am going to deal with a few more rules plus some exercise. Please check your understanding of this topic. Okay, in that video. Right. Now let's learn about this rule. Certain nouns are by birth singular. Okay. Certain nouns are there in the English language. They are by birth singular. They don't have plural form at all. And similarly, there are certain nouns, they are always plural by birth. By birth, they are plural and they don't have a singular number. So in this way, English is a very tricky language. Some nouns are always singular. Some nouns are always plural. That is why you have to learn it with effort. Okay, with a little bit hard work. Otherwise, you cannot learn it. Please, English is an easy language, no doubt about that, but you must make some effort, okay, to learn it, right? And here, there are certain nouns that are by birth singular, and as such, they are always followed by a singular verb. Singular nouns always take a singular verb after them. There is no any special thing about it, okay, right? What are they? Work is there. Work in a wider sense. Work means, don't say, I have a work at home. Don't say, I have a lot of work at home. What do you mean by that? Okay. Preparing, food, okay, what's that, washing clothes, ironing clothes, what's that, doing homework, so many things. There are so many things you have to do at home. So all those things come under work. Therefore, you have say, I have some homework, I have some work at home, you have to say, but you don't say, I have a work at home. No. A or an is not used before any one of them. Don't use a or an before any one of them. Because though they are singular, they are not used with a or an. I have a work at home, don't say, I have some work at home. Instead of a or an, you can use some. So, news is there. It is a good news, don't say, it is a good news. It is some good news, right? So, similarly, advice, information, hair, poetry, scenery, baggage, crockery, luggage, mischief, clothing, bread, footwear, furniture, land, business, machine. These are all very, very important nouns that are by birth singular. They take only a singular verb after them. And one more important thing I am telling you, in addition to this, they are never used with a or an. They are used with some or a piece of. Okay, a piece of. Okay, that is what is there. So this I have dealt with a video called special nouns. Okay, under that video I have dealt with all these things, right? And here let us learn about this. The news singular, therefore, has not been not true. Has not been true. Okay, the news has, wrongly given, sir. The news has not been true. News has. Okay, and then comes her hair has turned grey. Her hair singular has turned. Don't say how. The scenery of Kashmir is beautiful. Don't say or beautiful. Okay, singular verb. The information he has given was wrong. Singular verb. Singular subject, singular noun, singular verb. All the machinery was old in this factory. Singular noun, singular verb. Okay. All the furniture in the house is. So furniture is also singular and therefore is. So, and one more example is given. My luggage or baggage was. So baggage is singular, luggage is singular, so therefore singular verb. So singular noun is always followed by a singular verb only. Okay, right. And now let's move on to the last rule in this video. And please watch this video and try to understand this video. And after that, you please wait for third video also. In that video also, I'm going to discuss very interesting rules along with some very interesting exercise, right? 30th one, last rule is that certain collective nouns, though singular in form, are always used in the plural sense. Take a plural verb. Okay, some collective nouns are there. They are special collective nouns. Almost all the collective nouns are singular and they are always used with a singular verb. Okay, that point you know pretty well. And but certain collective nouns are there. What are they? People, gentry, cattle, poultry, offspring. These are the special collective nouns. They are always used in the plural sense, plural meaning. Please, therefore, they take a plural verb after them. Please, an important rule here. And here, pay attention. Those poultry means chicken. These poultry were, after poultry, poultry is a plural word. These poultry were ready for sale. Please keep these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 nouns in your mind. Okay, there. The cattle are grazing near the canal. It's always a plural one. Offspring, his offspring are now in the high position. Offspring means the children, the siblings born of those parents. Okay, these offspring are like that. And many people were killed in the recent floods in Brazil. So it's like that. These are so please all these people, gentry, cattle, poultry, offspring. These are though singular, they are used in the plural sense. Therefore, they take a plural verb after them. Please keep this point in your mind. Now, with this video comes to an end. Right. Dear students and test takers, thank you so much for watching this video. If you find any difficulty in understanding these rules, please mention them in the comment section. Please watch this video and please share this video with your near and dear ones. If you can encourage me, I can upload more and more videos for your good understanding of this English language. Okay, and with another beautiful video, I'll be back to you. Until then, bye. See you all. Right.